Today, we're going to discover that a fraction represents parts of a whole. We are going to use a strategy called 3 reads to help out with this task, Mario's sandwich. We are going to read this problem 3 times. The first time we're looking for context, the second time we're looking for quantities, and the third time we're going to discover all the different mathematical questions we can answer from this context. Let's get started. I'm going to read the problem to you, and I want you to think about what this story is all about. What is it, the context? Here we go. Mario brings a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for school lunch every day. He always cuts his sandwich into 4 equal pieces. He eats 3 pieces during lunch and saves the rest for after school. How much of Mario's sandwich does he save for after school? What is this story about? Share with a family member if you have one nearby. Here are some things that I came up with for the context of this story. We know that Mario has a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that he eats for lunch every day. We know that he cuts them into equal pieces, and he has some during lunch and some after school. This is what the story is about. This is the context. Time for the second read. In the second read, we're going to identify all the different quantities in this story. Remember, a quantity has to have a unit, like 1 sandwich. Here we go. Mario has a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for school lunch every day. He always cuts his sandwich into 4 equal pieces. He eats 3 pieces during lunch and saves the rest for after school. What are some quantities or numbers did you notice in this story? Share with somebody if you have that option. Here are some quantities in this story. We know that he cuts it into 4 equal pieces and he eats 3 pieces. You could also argue that we're talking about 1 PB&J sandwich. That can count as a quantity as well. Are you ready for the third read? In the third read, I'm going to read the story to you one more time, and I want you to think about what mathematical questions can we ask. A mathematical question can be answered with a number. So a question like, was the PB&J sandwich tasty? Is not a mathematical question. Here we go. Mario has a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for school lunch every day. He always cuts his sandwich into 4 equal pieces. He eats 3 pieces during lunch and saves the rest for after school. What mathematical questions can we ask for this situation? Here are some mathematical questions I came up with. How many pieces does he eat in a week total? How many pieces did he eat after school in 2 days? And then finally, how much of the whole sandwich does he save for after school? This is the mathematical question we will be focusing on for this task. When you're completing this task, I want you to answer these questions to help your thinking. If you're in school while you're completing these tasks, these are the types of questions your teacher or your classmates may ask you. First, what can you tell me about Mario's sandwich? How did you decide which piece he saved for after school? Would it matter if you chose a different piece? What is the same or different about what Mario ate and what he saved for later? Again, I want you to answer these when you're completing this task in order to help your thinking. After that, move on to the right section. How do you know when you have an equal part of a whole? Use detail to justify your answer in your math notebook. You can use your Mario sandwich task to help you out with this. So how do you know you have an equal piece of sandwich from your whole sandwich? What are some things that you need to know in order to be sure that you're accurate with that? Good luck with your task, Mario's sandwich.